We'll put it up right about, it's a little higher. You got right.
Right there.
There.
Oh,
Right there.
Yeah.
Internet price. Ready to go?
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
All right, what?
Blue shirt.
Hey, it's blue shirt. Saturday?
Tuesday?
Wednesday. No,
Well,
we usually do blue shirt Wednesday.
You're gonna have. This is a new angle. You're gonna have to. All right, you got it. I got faith in you. All right, we're doing something different today.
Yes?
Oh God.
I must look at you when we have the conversation portion.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
So I'm going to be reading out some comments from Reddit.
Yes.
And my dad is going to give his response, and then I'm going to go back and actually type them in and reply to people on Reddit, and they're going to get some quality advice from a car guy.
Now, before we start, we need to mention that we have not looked at. Well, maybe he has.
Yeah, I mean,
he has not shared with me what any of these comments are going to be. So if at any point I have a perplexed look on my face, you'll know why.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, you ready to go?
I hope so.
We're going to start off with a softball.
A softball question, ladies and gentlemen.
Just a PSA.
A PSA.
If you're considering selling a car, do it now. Apparently, the used car market has reached new heights of utter stupidity this month. This post was from 3 days ago.
Okay.
This weekend, I've just finished selling my base 2019 Mustang GT with 3,000 miles to Carvana for $35,000.
Yes.
What do you think they paid for it brand new back in June?
Brand new back in June. $34,500.
$28,500. What the
Okay. That's crazy, ladies and gentlemen.
Go watch our used market report.
Well, yeah, we do a weekly used car market report that's been indicating for quite some time now that you could probably sell your car for more than you ever dreamed of. But that's really kind of ridiculous that a new car that could have been had for $28,500 when it was new would sell to Carvana for $35,000 now. Either the computer algorithms at Carvana are way off, or somebody's not telling the truth about what they paid for that car way back when.
So another one from 3 days ago.
Yes.
Same theme. We're still on the softball questions.
These are softball.
These aren't even questions.
Yeah, these are comments.
Sold a used 2020 EX model Telluride on CarOffer.
Yeah.
Original MSRP was $40,395.
Uh-huh.
It sold for $43,400.
Yeah.
We are a Kia dealer and already charge 5% over MSRP on the new ones. But getting a $3,000 clip on a used car with 10,000 miles for more than I am selling new ones for is absolutely insane.
I couldn't agree more. Unfortunately, that points to the total stupidity exhibited by many used car buyers, in that they are just completely unaware of what a vehicle's real value should be.
Yeah.
And sad, actually.
It is sad, but it also, going on Reddit and looking at some of these things is...
Yeah.
It's a bit eye-opening in the sense that we're not making this stuff up. I mean, here are real, honest-to-goodness stories.
I might have to see what my Mini's worth.
Yeah. You should really think about it.
I mean, I've had it since December 28th, and it has 1,320 miles on it.
You could probably make money.
Why am I paying $380 a month? Even if I took public transportation, semi-private transportation, I couldn't be spending $380 a month plus insurance.
Could be a video.
Ooh, could be a lease assumption for Zach Shefska, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that could be the car for him, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, next one.
Yes.
Customer's car caught fire and burned up 45 minutes after sale.
Oh, God, you gotta hate when that
What would
happens.
you do?
What would I do?
So, I mean, the poster goes into a little bit of detail.
Yeah. What kind of car was it?
Let's see.
Does it say?
They don't mention the type of car.
Do they mention the year?
They don't mention the year. They mention that it passed the New York State inspection, and the paperwork was done. And then 45 minutes later, the buyer calls and says the car is on fire. Yeah. What started, it was a fluid leak on the front passenger side.
Yeah.
And then that ignited when they hit a cat.
Oh,
What would you do? Do you go back to the repair shop that you did the inspection through?
I think the first thing I would do is I'd make a phone call to my insurance agent and say, well, how are we going to handle this?
Yeah.
That's why you have automobile insurance. Everything probably would have been fine if you had avoided that cat. Exactly how big was that cat, by the way? Was it one of them big cats? Was it a lion?
Yeah. But I mean, have you ever had that experience where you've sold a car and then immediately, within like a couple days, the customer totaled it or something happened? I mean, what do you do?
That's why you have insurance.
But
Sorry.
So the
Here,
customer,
I will
you're saying
say,
the car buyers.
Yeah, I will tell you. I will give you a perfect example of a girlfriend I had in college.
Wow.
Who had? I know you find that hard to believe. Who had been given a car that had been sitting.
Okay.
An old Ford, and she took it to the shop, and they changed the fluids, and they changed the oil, and they gave it a clean bill of health, and she was driving it back from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, to her apartment in Glassboro, New Jersey, where she was a college student. At that time, it was Glassboro State University.
Okay.
It's now Rowan College. And she was on Route 42, right before the exit to get to Glassboro,
yeah, when
smoke just appeared under the hood, and the car just went up entirely in flames.
Kind of like your relationship with her.
Pretty much. Ultimately, yes, because she was.
Not my mother.
She was not your mother, but she did become my first wife. Ooh. So the relationship did go up in flames, and perhaps I should have looked at that car as a precursor of things to come, but I did not. But it was dry rotted tires, and a tire went bad. She got a flat tire, I don't know, and then boom, the next thing.
So this is why
shit happens.
This is why. But so I guess my question to you is, as a dealer,
yeah,
are you then going back and helping in some way through your business insurance? Or you're saying to the customer,
it's their automobile insurance that covers it. That's why you have automobile insurance. Automobile insurance is great if there's an issue. Yeah. Well, guess what? And it's also great when you don't have an issue. You pay for it with the hopes that you're never going to need it.
Yep.
But it's there for you if you do. I can tell you another story, a brief story, of Harry and Leona Kaiserman. Dear customers of mine, became like adoptive parents to me.
They set you up on your blind date with mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so they were really important people in my life, in your mother's life, and well, you wouldn't know, but probably in your life, because you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. And Harry had bought a Nissan B210 from me. I guess it was a Datsun B210 back then, and it had been in an accident. Yeah. And we repaired it at our body shop, and he came and picked it up, and his brother-in-law followed behind and they actually drove Harry to pick it up. And as they're driving home, his brother-in-law, who's now behind Harry as Harry's driving, wasn't paying attention and rammed into the back of the car 15 minutes after he had just gotten it out of the body shop.
Insurance.
That's why you pay your automobile insurance.
This is going to be the longest Reddit post I've ever created when I reply to this. But okay, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah.
CarFax tells a different story. What should I do? Found out my car's CarFax isn't clean. However, the car was sold to me as a clean title car.
Okay.
Lawyer says it isn't a strong enough case.
Okay.
Crazy part is, we just paid the car off. Called the dealer, and they offered me to give me full trade-in value and more towards a new car and find us a car at that same price or lower that we purchased it.
Yeah.
The car is also in need of new paint and new windshield. Should we take the dealer's trade-in offer or ask for car paint to be fixed plus money on top?
Car dealer doesn't have to do anything for you.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And is a clean title the same as a clean CarFax? That doesn't make sense.
Well, clean title's a clean title.
But a title and a CarFax are different.
Yeah, and a CarFax isn't up to date. A CarFax is only good with whatever information they have at the time that they're producing that report. And if it turns out 30 days or 45 or 60 days later that they get notice that the car had been in an accident and been repaired, or had been in a flood and now has a branded title, well, they couldn't report what they didn't know. So you can't blame CarFax, and honestly, if it's been years, whatever the dealer's trying to do for you is more than they need to.
Yep. All right, how do you coordinate getting a used vehicle inspected prior to purchasing? So, I'm going to see a used car this weekend at a dealership that's about a 2-hour drive away from me. I don't personally know mechanics in the area, and most seem to be closed on the weekends anyway. If I like the car and end up wanting to purchase it, how do I go about scheduling an inspection? I ask them to take it to a mechanic and I'll pick it up after, or do I give them a deposit to hold the vehicle until I can get it inspected and then complete the purchase? Any help or advice would be appreciated.
Yes. All of that, yes. You find a local mechanic. You go on forums. You get some information as to who a good local mechanic would be. You find out if that local mechanic could make an exception for you and actually work on a weekend to take a look at the car. If the local mechanic won't, then you give the dealership a deposit to hold the car, contingent upon you getting it to that local mechanic when his business opens up again on Monday. And assuming that you get a clean bill of health, you promise to complete the transaction Monday or Tuesday. Because you can't expect the dealer to hold the car for much longer than that.
And you've always told me dealers are more than willing to drive cars to mechanic shops for these inspections.
Yes, and if they're not, then it's not a dealership you want to do business with.
Yep,
it's pretty simple.
No, I'm going to type it up. We will help their username. Their username, Dad, is Bill Mitchell is Dad. You're going to help Bill Mitchell is Dad.
Good. I'm glad to help Bill Mitchell is Dad.
All right, last one. This is from someone who works at a car dealership. They said pricing games are lame, okay? The store on that had a $3,000 down payment trade equity disclaimer on their used cars.
Yes.
Which, whatever, I could just tell people the disclaimer was based on rebates too, and I'd fill out a rebate sheet with them to see what rebates they actually qualify for.
Yeah, which that part was a lie to begin with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now we're at $5,000 plus CPO fee of $1,500 and a recon of $1,500, and sometimes they take off all pricing off the website for special sales, so people have to call in to inquire.
Yes.
But management doesn't want us to tell customers pricing online. We have to get them in first, which
course.
leads to people just deciding to look elsewhere. We have to make up stories as to why the pricing isn't online, but then of course they want pricing before they even come in. I just needed to vent. I don't want to do all the gymnastics with fake pricing. I know consumers hate these pricing games, but what about the salespeople? If your store has a pricing model like mine, how do you handle it? Especially with people not wanting to come in unless they get price. But management tells you can't give that to them first. How do you feel about this? TDK rises, this poor individual trying to sell cars and they're in that environment.
The poor individual has a choice as to where he can work. If he was able to get that job, chances are he could probably get another job at, I don't know, a legitimate dealership. One that believes in honest business practices. If you find yourself employed at a dealership that only uses games and bullshit to get people in and won't provide a customer with any information prior to them getting in, go work somewhere else. Unless, of course, you like being considered the scum of the earth and you want to work at one of those type of dealerships. You, much like your customers, you have a choice. Make the right one.
We'll put it up right about, it's a little higher. You got right
there.
Right there. Internet pricing is a lie. We did a video about that. One of the first videos we ever created. It is a joke, and if you are this salesperson or if you're in that environment, I love what you just said. Get out of it. Find a management team that isn't antiquated. That someone that would be like you. The price is the price.
And guess what? Whoever's going to spend their hard-earned money to buy a car has every right to know what the price is before they get there. No games, no bullshit. You know what you want to sell it for, and if your management team's too weak to tell the people, go find a better management team. Sorry.
Mic drop.
Boom!